They are exact orders, not average orders, or it could be, or when two lines cross. These are exact entries into the market that you will learn how to do. All right. All right. So, is the ATO really just for the E-mini? Well, typically I would say yes, because that's my market of choice, and I really don't want to deviate from watching 14 markets while I trade. But the ATO is not just for the E-mini S&P. I've been applying it to many markets, especially the currencies, and it has been working very, very well. So you have a method here that can work not only on the E-mini, but on the currencies, which you learn. We only use limit orders. We stay away from market orders. So you really try to get that price that we learn to enter and exit into the trade. You want to use limit orders, not market orders. There are specific rules for exits, entries, and profits, and the time frame that I like to use is 5 minute. The course explains to use 5 or 10 minute, but I think the 5 minute time frame is really the best way to go. Yes, John. John has a question here. Does the software show the entry before the market gets there? Yes, it does. And so we know in advance the entries, and we have enough time to put our limit orders in, which is important. Not just, at the market, try to jump in and we have slippage, or we don't get those exact orders that we want. These are specific limit orders, John, that we know in advance. The oil futures DB, I like the Atlas line much better than the ATO DB, and I'm going to show you, all right, in a little bit. Hang tight. So I use the 5 minute time frame with the at the open method. Okay. Now let's take a look at the euro. I want to show you today. It's important to show you what actually happened today in the euro using the at the open method to prove to you that this not only works on the E-mini but also currencies. And what we have here is a short setup on the euro. Gave that exact price. You can see where we got filled because there's a dashed line on the indicator that continues plotting until price reaches that on your limit order. So we're not entering a market, we're entering on a limit order, and price needs to touch that limit order in order for us to get filled. If price runs away from us and does not get our ATO, we leave it alone and we trade using a different method. Right, guys? Grain market. The grain market is a little slow. I need to have a little bit more movement in the grain market. Although the soybeans, if you consider that grain, the grain market, the soybeans works very well with the Atlas line. Okay, Oi, that's your name, Oi. Shirley Hill. So you use time charts, not tick charts. I use Shirley in the at the open method. It's 5 minute and 10 minute, but I prefer the 5 minute over the 10. Okay, Shirley. The tick charts that you're referring to are for the scalping method, which is included with this. It's a bonus course that you get with the at the open. So you have the at the open that works in 5 minute, and you have the scalping method, which I include for everyone, which teaches you how to trade with tick charts using 250 tick time frame, Shirley. All right, and uses levels. It's completely different than the ATO. Okay. Bill, how do you determine if you're going to use the ATO or the Atlas line? Well, we can use them both in conjunction. They are standalone methods. You don't have to use one or the other. I'm going to show you the Atlas line in a little bit, but really the ATO is created to be in. This is the method. Trade it. Take your profit, take your stop. Look at the Atlas line if that's what you want to trade. The Atlas line really works on every single market, okay? The mini Russell is the same or works with price, David, as the E-mini and the Dow. They all work in relation to one another, okay? And here's the Atlas line if you guys want to see, okay? That's the Atlas line, all right? And this is the order that it gave. The Atlas line actually gave a double bar short, 1182, to go short, okay? And that actually plots on your NinjaTrader or TradeStation and tells you this is where you got to be short, take it short. Okay? And there's rules and all this stuff that comes along with it, right? So let's get back to where I was here. This is the E-mini. This is the Euro. And let's take a look here. Any questions on the ATO, guys, that I can help answer? The Mini Russell. I have tried the Mini Russell. David, Mini Russell works very similar. I like the E-mini. The Russell will be the exact same, but you do have to compensate for less movement in the Russell as far as volatility. Although that can be really discussed now that the E-mini had been trading very slow. Okay. The track record of trades is on the website there, John, under performance. You know, Sam, I use the Euro the same exact time as the E-mini. So I live in Florida, Eastern Standard Time. 9:30 is when the market opens for me, and therefore I want to be trading with the either Chicago time for futures, which is 8:30 or 9:30 for me. And if you live in the California, all you would have to do is change the time opens for the indicator that plots the entries for you for your time frame. That way it'll work the same exact way. Sam. So to answer your question, Sam, on the at the open, I use it exactly the same way. Started off at 9:30 when the market opens. Chicago time would be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. It would work the same exact way. Okay. And to show you here how that would work, you see that over here? Market opens. This is how you would put that right there. Okay. If you live in California, that would be 6:30. If you live in Australia, the time's open for you. I believe it's 12:30 a.m. You would change that. All right. Since I am in Eastern Standard Time, it's 9:30. All right, guy. All right, Sam. John, I don't have a chat room. I've been asked plenty of times for a chat room. I don't have one yet. It's possible in the future to hold a live room and a chat room. It's a huge commitment, John. It really is. And once I commit to it, I'm in there for you guys. So it's really something that once I commit to it, I have to really, really be there. Jim, are the rules subjective or objective? The rules are mechanical. They are not subjective. There is nothing where you could say, I need, or it looks like these two things are happening. No, it does not work in that fashion, Jim. All right. Sam, Caddy, the footsie. Yes, it does. If you're referring to the footsie, and if you're on the at the open, I prefer to stick with the currencies, with the at the open and E-mini or financials. If you want to see the Atlas line, I believe the Atlas line and the gold and the footsie much better on the Atlas line, much better. If you guys want to see what the crude light did today, I think somebody asked for the crude light. That's the crude light today, guys. And that's the at the open method. Change that to the Atlas line. Second. Okay, so the rules to the Atlas line is if price is below the Atlas line, you stay short, keep it short. Okay? Just turn on here the orders. Okay. So